A warm good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. It's a wonderful Sunday again. We're back with the second episode of the International E-Conclave on oral cancer. Today, this year's theme is capacity building for oral cancer, and it's far more exciting because when we had the first E-Conclave last year, it was more on understanding the intrigues of oral cancer, and this time we are uniting and synergizing with multiple institutes all together across the country to really create a difference and to have a good capacity so that we can reach the masses, we can serve those patients out there who really need our help together. I would like to thank all the partnering organizations who have really helped us make this event successful and have joined us today from across the country. I take this privilege to quickly introduce the dignitaries of the inaugural ceremony for today. We have with us our chief patron, Dr. Anil, who's currently president of UICC and also the director of Oncology from Apollo Hospitals. Dr. Himanshu Pandya, or represented by Dr. Rakesh Rawal from Gujarat University, Dr. Somesh Chandra, Director of Sterling Cancer Hospital, Dr. Alok Thakar, HOD of ENT from AIMS, and Governing Council member from Foundation for Head and Neck Oncology, Dr. Prathamesh Pai, who currently President of the FHNO, Dr. Arun Goel, Senior Director Surgical Oncology from Max Hospital, and Professor Rakesh Rawal. The dignitaries, the other dignitaries I would like to introduce and welcome today on this evening is convener Dr. Pawan Gupta, founder of ICanCaRe and also director of Head and Neck Oncology at Max, Dr. Rohit Nair, director of Head and Neck Oncology at Max, and Dr. Reena, Kumar, our academic director from ICanCaRe Academy. The lead organizers for the evening have been Dr. Arun P, Secretary of FHNO, Dr. Dushan Mandlik, Treasurer of FHNO, Dr. Kush Shah, Surgical Oncologist from Sterling Cancer Hospital, Dr. Rajat Saha, Associate Director of Medical Oncology from Max, Dr. Vikas Goswami, Associate Director from Max, Dr. Rashi Agarwal, Clinician and Radiation Oncologist, Dr. Himanshu Pandya, Director of Women's Health Initiative at ICanCaRe, Dr. Keshav Nithani, Director from Denta Smile Max Noida, and Dr. Gitika Sharma, Commander of ICanCaRe East Delhi, and also convener for CDH IDA East Delhi. I would now like to introduce Dr. Pawan Gupta, who is currently the Director of Head and Neck Oncology at Max and also founder of ICanCaRe, to give the welcome address to the audience. So he has written numerous books and is running a lot of campaigns on Save the Youth, Catch Them Early, Chota Dana, which is for oral cancer, and has authored numerous books, as you can see on my screen. So I would quickly hand over the dais to sir to give the welcome address.
Thank you, Shruti, and thank you all dignitaries. It is a real pleasure for this to give this welcome address for the second International ICanCaRe Oral Cancer E-Conclave. The idea behind this E-Conclave is to connect with everyone across India and to be able to the what I call it as the king of all cancers, oral cancers, how we can actually tame it, and that's what we are looking for. And when we started this, actually, it is a real pleasure to say that I got a response from each and everyone across India. Whomever we connected, they were all enthusiastic, because I understand that everyone as an oncologist and even as a dental surgeons, they are facing this biggest problem, which is the problem for India actually. It's not the world's problem, it is more of a problem for India. So I welcome all of you for these 4 sessions where we will be dealing with how to deal with this, the king of all cancers, the oral cancers. Welcome everyone and look forward for enthusiastic participations from everywhere. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. That was really wonderful. Now we move over to lamp lighting. This is a digital lamp lighting. So I have put down all the pictures as the lamp lights. And now I will give the remote control to Anil sir, and I'll invite him on the dais to please inaugurate this session. Thank you so much, sir. So this begins the E-Conclave for the evening, and now I will like to invite Dr. Prathamesh Pai, currently president for Foundation of Head and Neck Oncology. Sir is also a professor of Head and Neck Surgical Oncology at Tata Memorial Center, Mumbai. A very versatile surgeon, has special interest in laryngeal and skull-based surgery with focus on laser and minimal access. Convener of the Multidisciplinary Skull-Based Clinic since 2007, member of the Institutional Review Board, Tata Memorial Center for several years, and is also a reviewer for numerous national and international journals. has more than 60 peer-review publications and co-editor of a monograph on survey for larynx and hypopharynx. I'll invite Sir to please give the inaugural address.
Thank you, Shruti, and thank you, Dr. Agarwal, for this, Pawan Gupta, for this invitation. The ICanCaRe, the second edition, the theme is the capacity building for oral cancers. And that is basically the mandate of the Foundation for Head Neck Oncology, which seeks to disseminate the knowledge for head neck oncology practice across the country. And we have with us a very fantastic 4 sessions, which will aim towards that and encourage more of the youth to participate in this treatment. And I would like to encourage more people to participate in this. Thank you very much and welcome to this inaugural session.
Thank you so much, sir. And now I would like to move ahead and invite Dr. Somesh Chandra. Sir is currently Director of Head Surgical Oncology at Sterling Hospitals and Sterling Specialty Clinics and Cancer Center. He's also the Section Editor for Head and Neck IGSO, past Associate Professor of GCRI, EC member of ISO, and Director of KCHRS Goraj Baroda. So I'll invite Sir to kindly give his address on intrigues of oral cancer and why is this important for us.
Greetings and welcome to all the dignitaries on this digital platform. And this is the second edition. The first edition was during COVID times, and we know that COVID has gone, at least the ferocity of COVID has gone, but the ferocity of oral cancer and head and neck cancer continues to rage all across our nation. And last year we had a very nice experience of involving all those who are involved in the care of these cancers, the oral specialists from dental, maxillofacial, the ENT surgeons, the oncologists, and so we thought this was the proper format to carry on. And I'm sure in these coming 4 sessions will add to whatever work we could do last year and also carry it forward for the next year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And now I would like to invite Dr. Alok Thakar. Sir is currently the HOD of ENT department at AIIMS and also a member of the governing council for Foundation for Head and Neck Oncology. Has been a consultant surgeon at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences as well. So I would like to invite sir to talk about how the vital collaboration on Oral Oncology Connect can help us reach out to the periphery.
So thank you, Shruti. Thank you, Dr. Gupta, and of course, Dr. Somesh Chandra. So the FHNO collaborated with this last year, and I think we set out with a great theme of 4 seminars undertaken virtually. Perhaps COVID forced a hand to work virtually, but it's proved to be a great way to connect with so many people all around the country. I think we set very high standards last year, and with the high standards that was set, I think expectations are high. And now that expectations are high, obviously this year we hope and expect we'll do better than last year. So congratulations on the success of last year, and of course let's hope we can build on it as we move forward. This forum has many unique features. I mean, there's a greater emphasis on rehab, there's a greater emphasis on prevention, not just homilies towards prevention, but real practical care and points about prevention and tobacco control. So it gives a lot of value. So all the best.
Thank you so much, sir, for the kind words. And now I would like to invite Reena, ma'am, Academic Director of the ICanCaRe Academy, to talk about the ICanCaRe's perspective and how we are making an attempt to define oral cancer.
Thank you, Shruti. So at the outset, on behalf of ICanCaRe, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome our honored dignitaries, accomplished faculty, chairpersons, moderators, quiz lead, quizmaster, and very importantly, our very valuable delegates and viewers to the second International Oral Cancer Econclave, which is being spread over 4 weeks with the theme Capacity Building for Dealing with Oral Cancers. As we all understand, globally oral cancer ranks very high amongst the cancers, but in India, it is like one of the killer cancers, and we have around 77,000, I think, new cases and a huge number of deaths annually. So with this kind of a scenario, where we have, a potential pre-malignant lesion there before it actually turns into malignancy. And also we have numerous risk factors, whether it is tobacco consumption, whether in smokeless or other forms, and the smoking forms. We have the nutrient deficiency diet, we have oral hygiene issues, we have viral infections, we have everything. So considering all of this, there is a need, because this conclave comes out of it that there are risk factors, there is a demand in this country, and there is a healthcare demand which is like a global demand coming up, and in a pressure like in country like India, where the economic transitions are happening. I think the demand on healthcare is very, very high. So at ICanCaRe, we realize and recommend that capacity building to redefine oral cancers is only with a multi-pronged approach. It cannot happen any other way. So the first week, we would say, making prevention and early diagnosis of oropharyngeal cancers as a mandatory universal responsibility for every healthcare professional. The second approach is to actually catapult dental surgeons and ENT surgeons in the forefront of the capacity building campaign, because we as by default, we can visualize and examine the oral cavity of every patient who comes into the clinic. The third capacity building strategy would be upskilling every healthcare professional to conduct an oral screening, because we know that oral screening is one of the simplest and the easiest ways. And of course, not just do it, but educate and empower every patient who comes into the clinic to be able to examine their own oral cavity. That's a very important part, self-examination. The next strategic approach would aim at creating tobacco cessation specialists in all healthcare domains. I would say that the one before the penultimate capacity building strategy is to create research teams, because unless we work to innovate, as the need of the hour is to manufacture simple, portable, financially viable but reliable equipment, especially for mass screening, for recognizing this early pre-malignant lesions and oropharyngeal cancers, developing biomarkers, lab on chip to facilitate early detection. And the sixth and the most revolutionary capacity building strategic approach, I would say, would be harnessing digital technology, smartphones, machine learning, and artificial intelligence to create algorithms for decision making. Dear colleagues, friends, everybody, I think the time is ripe that we respond to the wake-up call to reconceptualize, recontextualize, reassess our strategies to redefine oral cancers by being agile, action-oriented, incorporate critical thinking, be innovative and collaborative to get the entire healthcare workforce focused on oral cancer. Education and advocacy forums like this Oncology E-Connect is definitely a step towards this direction. I wish you all great deliberations, learnings, and sharing at the second International Oral Cancer Conclave, brought to you by ICanCaRe in collaboration with Gujarat University, Foundation for Head and Neck Oncology, and Sterling Cancer Hospital. Let's have a great learning and understanding of this deadly disease together. Thank you, Shruti.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think that was really powerful. And with this, I would now like to invite Dr. Rakesh Rawal, representing Dr. Himanshu Pandya, the Vice Chancellor for Gujarat University. Dr. Rawal is the Professor of Life Sciences, the Professor of at the Department of Life Sciences, Coordinator for the ICanCaRe Tobacco Cessation courses, and also the Coordinator from Department of Biochemistry and Forensic Science. Sir has more than 116 national and international research publications on his name. So I would now invite Sir to talk about how streamlining the intervention can be helpful for all individuals.
Namaskar. So on behalf of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, I am going to read out his message which he passed on today morning. Honorable guests, esteemed resource person and dear participants, on behalf of Gujarat University, I welcome you all to the second International Oral Cancer E-Conclave starting from today. I appreciate the efforts put forward by ICanCaRe and other supporting institutions who have joined hands in the fight against tobacco-mediated cancers. In spite of being the leading cancer in India, oral cancer is still a most common preventable form of cancer, as the etiology is known and the site is easily explorable for screening. So I urge all the participants and partnering institutions to join hands to form a network for collaborative research and capacity building for early diagnosis and prevention of tobacco-mediated cancers. I'm happy to share that Gujarat University is ranking first in the state and top 50 university of India as per NIRF ranking. And we have the state-of-art cell culture facility, genomics, proteomics, and metabolomics core facilities in our campus. Gujarat University have endorsed certificate course on tobacco cessation specialist offered by ICanCaRe and few more courses uh, because of its uniqueness, well-structured curriculum, and the scientific approach. I once again thank the whole organizing team for making me part of this event, and I wish every success to this E-Conclave. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was really wonderful again to hear such nice words of motivation from Himanshu sir as well. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Professor Anil D. Cruz, the chief patron for the event. Sir is, what do I say? There's no words to define it because all of us know who he is. He's currently the president of UICC and also director at Apollo Hospitals. Sir has served as editor of Manual of Clinical Oncology, has numerous pivotal contributions, which is more than 500 plus peer-reviewed publications, more than 1,000 lectures and 100 named orations, plenary lectures and keynote presentations around the globe. And I'm so happy to share that Sir is also a staunch supporter of ICanCaRe. With this, now I invite Sir to give his address.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Shrutis, dignitaries who are part of this program, esteemed faculty, delegates, or if I can say, all those attending today's program who are committed to the fight on oral cancer. Welcome to the second edition of the International Conclave organized by ICanCaRe on oral cancers. I'm humbled and I'm honored that you all have called me yet again to grace this lovely program, participate as a faculty, as well as attend these sessions. As has been said by all speakers, we know that oral cancer is a global problem. Over 300,000 cases globally. Unfortunately, half of them in our parts of the country, 2/3 locally advanced, and over half the mortality globally, again in our part of the country. What is worrisome is that over 70 to 75% of people who succumb to this disease succumb during the productive years of their life. These deaths are before the age of 70, which is more or less the national average for mortality. These are people who should be in the prime of their life, contributing to the economy and growth of our country, and unfortunately they succumb to oral cancer. It's paradoxical because, again, as Reena and various others said, oral cancer has a well-defined tumor progression model. It takes a long time before it comes into a locally advanced stage, and also that the oral cavity is amenable for examination by one and all, by the patients, by the oral cancer specialists. But again, as Reena said, by dentists, physicians, whatever problem they go for to a doctor, they normally say, Jaban dikhao, put your tongue out, open your mouth. So it's really paradoxical that we find these cancers so late. I want to congratulate the entire team of ICanCaRe, Pawan, Shruti, Reena, Rishabh, Harshita, for this great initiative, co-hosted by the Gujarat University and Sterling Hospitals, led by Dr. Somesh Chandra, and our national body, the FHNO, represented today by Alok, Prathamesh, and Arun. Only if we join hands all together will we be able to tame this king, as Pawan calls oral cancer. But to me, we don't have to tame it. I think we have the ingredients to eradicate this disease from the face of our part of the world. Now, the ICanCaRe, I'm touched and I follow your work. And once again, congratulations. You all have dedicated the initial part of your work to training, capacity building, which is great. I gather you all are going to expand into service. And I would urge you all to do something towards research. This is a cancer in our part of the world. We don't need to read Western literature. There have been a lot of contributions in the recent past from our part of the world. And I just encourage all the youngsters listening to us today to not only treat, diagnose early, help our patients, but also research and teach the world how we can truly tame this cancer. I end because I speak today both as a UICC president and as someone who's dedicated his life to head and neck cancer. So I have a passion to treat, do well for my patients. I also have a passion for cancer control. And it will be incomplete on this address if I don't once again reiterate the importance of tobacco control. And I know many of us who I can see today on the screen do some part of tobacco control. But again, I congratulate ICanCaRe for the efforts on tobacco control. It's something that we can prevent. 42% of our countrymen use tobacco in one form or the other. And I think each one of us should make efforts. World No Tobacco Day is just around the corner, end of May. And I think our effort should be directed towards tobacco control as well. So with these few words and without much ado, I hand back to the organizers. Thank you very much for this opportunity to be part of this great initiative. I wish you all great luck, great deliberations, and all the best for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I think this again inspires a lot and gives us a lot of encouragement and enthusiasm to keep going and to keep working and to join hands together to really tame, as you said, to tame the disease rightly and show to the rest of the world that yes, there's something is available here as well. So with this now, we come to the end of the inauguration session, and I would now like to invite Dr. Arun P. Sir is currently serving as Secretary of the Foundation for Head and Neck Oncology, is also a Senior Consultant for Head and Neck Surgery at Tata Medical Center and Cancer Hospital at Kolkata. Sir has been the member of the team managing a biorepository for cancer specimen for future research at the center, has more than 40 publications to his credit, is currently working on 9 ongoing research projects, which includes isolation of human oral cancer stem cells and cancer-associated fibroblasts from patients' tumors, and establishment of its primary culture, has interest in head and neck surgical oncology, tissue banking, and stem cell research. So I hand over to Sir to kindly give the thanks.
Thank you, Shruti, and a very good evening to all of you. I must congratulate Dr. Pawan Gupta and his team for organizing this meeting. But as it started out, initially, I thought it is a big program. It stretches over 4 Sundays, and I really didn't have a sense of what do we do on 4 evenings. But as the mails kept coming in, as the program began to take shape, and it became very clear. And it was a big program because we have a big problem at hand. And I realized that the program was tailored in such a way that it was not just surgery, something like we are more used to, but the issue that we have in hand is of a larger magnitude and also multi-pronged. So, ladies and gentlemen, the ICanCaRe E-Conclave will not only deal with surgery or radiotherapy and medical oncology, but it will also touch upon subjects which are rarely discussed at head neck meetings, and that would be tobacco cessation, early detection, and even rehabilitation. So it's well justified that we use 4 Sundays for creating this comprehensive program. And thank you for involving the FHNO. You had this association last year as well, and we are very happy to be part of it this year. I must thank all the dignitaries who spoke before me to have come and grace this occasion. And they have really lit the lamp, like, Dr. De Cruz lit the lamp, and he has lit that passion for knowledge among so many of us who are here to listen to the proceedings. So we are about to begin our scientific session, and let's all go and delve into it. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, sir. It is a great pleasure to hear you, and it actually creates a lot of the passion to run and drive the cause. So with this, come to the end of the inaugural session.